I'm Kadiatu Panthers, female motorcyclist of Liberia. I came to the city, to make life a little bit easier for myself. I have started since 2008. I started riding the bike because I'm just interested in what men can do. I can do the same also. That's my policy. That's my motto.
Motorcycle is really new to Liberia. It's happened in the last 12, 13 years. So it started after the war, and it became a way that these young people could earn a living, especially when they didn't have any kind of degrees, any kind of school, any kind of training. How were they going to earn a living? There were a lot of them, and they were a product of the war.
More especially my brother used to ride a bike, so I saw it in a house. I told him to teach me how to ride, and when he taught me, I decided to start riding bike. He said, "Oh, they are in search of a female motorcyclist. Are you interested?" I said, "Yes, I'm interested." And how when we came, Angie Bros were able to give us, with the 10 girls that were riding bike, they gave us 10 bikes to help ourselves, like an empowerment.
We understood that there were women who were in the process that were somehow marginalized, that were somehow being unfairly treated by the so-called their bosses. Because to own a bike, especially a female to own a bike, I mean, it's just difficult. A female cannot at that time, a female couldn't buy a bike.
When that came to our attention, we looked at it and said, wait, how many bikes we're talking about and how many women? So these women have bikes of their own.
Yeah, the reason why it is better with Angie Brooks is that they gave her the bike, and we're doing it like almost like it for us. We're doing a lot of things, we're helping ourselves. So I can say it's better than why, I was in the interior there, running for people and things like that.
Some of the criteria we had for them getting the bikes was, first they must learn to maintain those bikes. So the persons from whom we purchased it had to teach them how to break down the bikes and put them back together. Because we didn't want them dependent on a male motorcyclist to fix the bikes if something should happen.
We are training in self-defense, maintenance of their own bike. We are training in human rights. We are training in the rules and sound of the road. We are training in a financial literacy, in that they could try to maintain whatever they may earn from the project.
We didn't want people, because they see their women, knocking them down and grabbing their money and running with it.
During the workshop, they talk about a lot of things like self-defense. Maybe when riding the bike, they die, passenger try to attack you, and they show a lot of things on the bike.
Have you ever had to use that training?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And has it worked?
Yeah, it worked for me.
Could you tell us about that time?
At that time, when I took a passenger when I was going, I bracketed with a police officer. But while in that process, I tried to escape. And when I tried to escape the house, I put the passenger down and I maneuver to turn my bike and come back to my junction.
And what did the passenger do?
I left the passenger there along with my money because I never wanted for the officer to arrest my bike, then I would pay a lot of money because I violated the rules that day.
We women in Liberia are noted for breaking the glass ceiling in every aspect you can think of. The only barrier we have is our minds. We must go for it. I don't care whether it is being a policewoman, whether it's riding a motorcycle or doing whatever these men think they can do, a woman can do it. And we want to encourage women to go for non-traditional roles.
When you look at our setting in Liberia, You had a male representative, you had a female representative. You had a male president, you had a female president in Liberia. You had a male senator, you had a female senator. You had a male farmer, you had a female farmer. But what do you think? What do you ask more? So there is nothing that male can do that you see that female can do. And that male can do, female can do positively. Female can do it, exactly. So it makes complete sense that what male do, female do, exactly.
I love to be, riding. I just love it. It's just like my career now. I see men, men riding bike, and myself, I feel to myself that I can do the same. Because when I learn it, I will be able to move just how they can move too. So that's why I say what men can do, myself can do the same. If you think that you can ride or drive a car, myself too will learn how to drive a car too, and I can still move a car.
This is a society that is mostly dominated by males in whatever sector. So one of the best ways to have encouraged more girls coming into the profession was to have had that working relationship with the males. So even some of them they didn't agree, but we have to talk with them. Now they have accepted it. They have incorporated the girls into the union. They are working with the girls collaboratively. Whatever goes on, they are to becoming defenders for the girls.
This time around, there are a lot of men, maybe when you're with them, they won't like to help you, support you. Sometimes they have more than 2, 3 girlfriends. But if you're doing things for yourself, if they see you, they won't take you that common. They will say, yes, indeed, this girl is strong. What I can do, she herself can do the same. She can also help to help the home. A lot of males admire me. More especially when I get on by, a lot of my friends then, they will be happy and they say, oh yes, this girl is doing right. She is very much talented.
Yeah, my first time seeing a girl, I saw in the parking lot she was riding. I decided to go close to her and make friends with her. Yeah, so from then on we all start riding together. Sometimes when she all about went, I told her back, then I start riding, then from that she took my back. But when her back sport, I don't want she to help me. And also I can trust her and give my back to her to ride. When we see them, we never mind them, we praise them for their good work. Because what they are doing, some of their friends, they're not able to do it.
But for this, women love decency. They always want to be clean. So you will not find it in the dust. They always on the old road side. If you go over right now, you see more than 2, 3 women riding the bike. Yeah, they choose it because reasons sometimes they don't want to carry on bad life, by getting boyfriends, so now we call it prostitution. So you don't want to involve yourself in such because your hand cannot reach what they need. Maybe the men they have to, they don't have the hands to help them. So they involve themselves in the back riding, but you can see them in the dust because they always want to be clean. But they get plenty of hair. When you sit here with your plenty of hair, definitely the hair will get dusty. So every time you need to buy soap, buy shampoo, clean your hair up, XYZ, there's more money for them. So they stay where that is. They still less money to entertain themselves.
You have more men want to ride with them because women they are attractive. For me, most especially if I'm not riding, I rather sit behind female to take me to my house because when I know she is decent and attractive, I will ride with her so she will make more money than the male.
Quote unquote, we have that mindset that their profession is only for males. So if you see a girl riding back, some are kind of fretting, that trust. Some people don't have the trust yet, to really ride with a female, rider.
For the women, when you're on the traffic, there are a lot of people respect you than the men. Because if they see you riding, they give you sometimes more, especially like when you're riding you're trying to cross the road, taxi driver may park, hold on until you cross to your final destination. But if it is a female or male motorcyclist, they won't. They will allow you yourself to help yourself.
Some of the men are saying I'd rather ride with the female because they kind of risk that men take. The women are thinking, oh, I got my baby at home. So she's very careful when she's moving in the traffic. Whereas a man jumps on that bike, he's flying. And he's doing everything possible to get some passenger.
Yeah, I changed my attitude. More especially, at that time, normally used to be rough when I'm riding. But for now, I take it cool. I'm being careful, who passenger to take or who to not take. When they say, oh, I'm going like place that is, dark, I may tell them, say, no, I'm not reaching to that far. So my son, Mohammed, he said, Mommy, what are you doing with the bike? I said, oh, I'm going to go hustle for our delivery. He said, okay, be careful. There are a lot of challenges I've been faced with. Like when you take a passenger, while going, sometimes you will stop some places. When you ask them for your money, sometimes they give you some abusive language. Because as for me, I'm a female, I don't have strength like pertaining to the men. No men have strength than the female. So sometimes, we'll go in a lot of agreement before they can give me even little amount of money.
Have you done any riding this week?
No, because I had problem with my bike. Only just for today. The ring, it had a little bit like a break. So I decided to fix it. It's in the garage. I just been sitting to see how best running after my bike process for it to be cooking.
UNDP provided bags to the Panthers, and the type of bags that we purchase at UNDP purchase, they are very expensive. So, of course, they are challenging, but it makes you to earn your own money. You run a day, you are capable of earning something at the end of the day, instead of maybe just sitting down, waiting for your sister or your brother to help you with money, or waiting for your boyfriend to help you with money. But if you're a back rider, what it does that it puts you in a position to earn your own money.
We want to see some of them not only dealing with the bike riding, but to start thinking about entrepreneurship at a different level, to move from bike riding to a taxi or to a bus or getting together and actually, being able to afford a bus or a truck or something along the way. So we want to coach them all the way dealing with financial aspect that they will be truly independent.
My ambition to see myself moving from another position to another level. Like now I'm a motorcyclist, maybe I may learn how to drive a car, then I may find myself in a taxi too, also driving taxi.
Because we didn't take them in for them to be motorcyclists for the rest of their lives. We want them to grow from one level to another. I spoke to one of the motorcyclists this morning. I don't think she was telling me, well, I didn't come with the intention, this is what I'm going to do for life. This is what I want to do. The first thing when she saw the pink Panthers, when she saw her friend in the pink jacket and the helmet, she was like, wow, that's cute. And our girls do look cute when they are on the bike.
The difference you see in these girls when they came in, to see them now, the confidence that they now exude, the feeling that they have, that they're self-supporting, that I don't have to ask your permission to ride my bike. I can get up, ride my bike, go and make my money, come back and go to school, come back and take care of my children. And to see young girls understand that there is no glass ceiling for you. You make your own ceiling and you shall break it.
Yeah, don't listen to what other people will be telling you, or you cannot ride a bike. No, you can ride a bike. Once you put it to practice, you can move on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got it. I don't know where my